Anyways, Fallout 3. A very fun game, but I wouldn't say a very good game. It's not a masterpiece, but it is fun. Story-wise... no, I'm kidding. Not tonight. I have school in like 9 hours, and I know I'm going to stay up for at least like 3 more hours, so I should definitely end soon, but I'm going to give my thoughts on just Fallout 3 as a whole, because I usually like doing that once I've finished a game. But yeah, story-wise, Fallout 3 is very rough. Almost no player agency. The only real agency the player has is skipping parts of the story. You can, like, right from when you leave the vault, you can head straight to where your dad is and save him, as long as you know where he's at. Nothing's really stopping you. And then, you know, you can clear up Project Purity beforehand to skip that, but the story is almost entirely, hey you, go chase your dad. Hey you, follow Dr. Lee. Hey you, do what the Brotherhood tell you to. It's there is almost no point in the story in which you are doing things of your own free will, and it's you doing anything other than chasing somebody else. And a lot of the story feels like a weird mishmash of Fallout 1 and 2, where just you're kicked out of the vault by your father's actions. You have to find something involving water whilst fighting super mutants, and then the Fallout 2 bit is just, hey, it's the Enclave again. And you, with Broken Steel, you have to go to the Enclave base and destroy it. Also, the Geck's involved, because it's the Geck. It has to be there. It's Fallout. Even though, I'm trying to think if the Geck even shows up in Fallout 1. It might not. I don't fully remember. I don't recall it being a thing. But yeah, so the story of Fallout 3 is rough. The main story, at least. As far as the side quests go, there's some good ones. There's some neat ones. Like the Coven of Cannibals that you can convince to not eat people's blood, and instead drink blood bags. Or the Synths, which I quite like, and Bethesda liked so much that they built an entire fucking game off that story. Really, Kitty? A D's nuts joke? Really? I expect more from... No, I'm kidding. Yeah, side quests are neat. It's kind of good to see Harold again, but at the same time, it just feels like more of, hey, look, it's old Fallout. It's in this game because you know this deserves to be a Fallout game. And like, you know, Harold walked across all of America in 30 years for some reason, even though in the past 100 years before that he stayed on the West Coast. It seems strange. A bitch of French. Huh. Yeah. Side quests are neat enough. The world, a bit of French. Okay. Alright, well, thank you for stopping by. Do let me know what to call you, because I'm not sure if... I imagine it's Antifa Defeata, which I don't know what Antifa is, because I don't follow politics, and I don't care to follow politics. But yeah, thank you very much for stopping by. Appreciate it. Hope to see you next time. But yeah, the world... It's alright. I kind of hate just DC because it's just a mess of metro tunnels, but I don't know. It definitely captures the feel of a destroyed cityscape. The wasteland itself is just nothing, with randomly placed special encounters filling it out, which... the randomness aspect of it can make things seem fresh, but it fails to make it seem interesting, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna crest a hill and it's like, oh man, it's a single red scorpion, or a protectron, or a sentry bot. Ah, fair enough. But yeah, do let me know what to call you. If you would prefer anti or anti, Antifa, Defeata, defeat something. Yeah, just let me know. Yeah. World's not bad. It's also not that good. Fade? Cool. Fade it shall be. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Fade. Yeah, the music's decent. It's, it's got some fairly solid score. But it's not the kind of thing that, like, I think back to it, it's like, oh, the classic tracks of Fallout 3. It's not like Kingdom Hearts 2, where it's like, oh, Rage Awakened. Oof. Oh, perfect. An amazing tune that I would happily listen to in my free time. Like, you could put Fallout 3 music in the background or something, and it would just sound like default orchestral. Somewhat patriotic, which I guess is the point. So it does what it needs to. Gameplay-wise, it's the jank that people write Fallout off for. The guns feel kind of weird. The spread is fucking horseshit. The auto-aim is, I don't know, designed by the local zoo. So nice Bethesda to get them involved. But like the looting and exploring the world is still quite good. And like it's a great game to just put music on or put a podcast on and just go and explore. Just like walk around. Hey, I found a new location. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna pick up, like, I don't know, some wonder glue, some food, maybe a new weapon. I'll find something. There'll be something to find, something to fight, something to do. So it's perfectly fun, but not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination. Nowhere close. And I do greatly enjoy it. But yeah, as for the DLCs, I want to find the release order for all those. Fallout 3 DLC order. Because I don't actually know what order they came out in. There's a Wikipedia page for it. The fuck? Wild. Oh, Operation Anchorage is first. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Fade. It's a great game to just turn your brain off and play. Because it can be plenty of fun, but if you're looking for a masterpiece, you've come to the wrong place. Yeah, Operation Anchorage is fun, but it confuses me with its design. Because on one hand, it's like I don't know, it just doesn't fit the rest of the game. It's an almost Call of Duty campaign design, but with oh yeah, some of the DLCs are definitely really good. But like they all, if anything, they suffer because they're not connected and because of the design of them is all rapidly different. But I'd almost prefer them do that than stick with one design and have it not work properly. I'm also going to turn the music the fuck down because, Christ, the main menu music gets loud. Where is that? Just turn that down a fair bit. That should be fine. Anyways. So yeah, like Operation Anchorage, it's a weird almost Call of Duty design, but you get some good gear from it. You get some solid experience from it. And it's a neat enough way to pass the time. I'm glad they experimented and tried it, even if it doesn't necessarily hit all the right notes. Then, and I should probably just move that over there. There we go. Then you have the pit, which is probably, I don't know, it's my favorite. Yeah, I don't know. The pit's plot is, I think, really good because nobody is good in that. Everyone is a villain. You know, Asher is the leader of basically a slaver faction who forces people to work for them in order to potentially one day have freedom for everyone, which is a noble enough goal, but is his methods good enough to justify his actions? Which that's a neat enough question, you know. It's not the best moral quandary, but it's a moral quandary, which the main game doesn't fucking give you. So, you know, I can greatly appreciate that. The gameplay? The Trogs are neat, but they're like the only new enemy. Otherwise, it's just humans with melee weapons or humans with guns. And exploring to find 100 doodads in a small zone, that is annoying. Because that, like, it's not fun. You built one area, you printed out a map of it, You threw some darts at it from across the room, and then you just put steel ingots there. That's it. That's basically the main gameplay of the DLC. Otherwise, it's a short story, where the story is really the standout bit. Some new weapons and armor that are not bad. I like the Infiltrator, but I wish its damage was a bit better, so that it actually, you know, could potentially beat the Chinese assault rifle in terms of usefulness, whether at range or because it's silenced, but as it stands, it's 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be worth using above the Chinese assault rifle. So yeah, the pit, definitely solid enough, but not, maybe not the best, I don't know. Then third was Broken Steel, which fixed the stupid ending of the game, which I believe even made it so that, oh yeah, no, after going through tactics and and Brotherhood of Steel, I'm sure I'll look back at Fall 3 and just be like, oh, I miss it. Put me back in, coach. I need more of it. Take me home. But like, yeah. Fall 3's good, not great. But yeah, the Broken Steel fixes the game's ending and adds a little bit of extra stuff, which is nice enough. I think it resolves Fallout 3's story in the way that it needs to, where after setting up the Enclave as the main villain in the second half of the game, having just like you absolutely pounding them into the fucking dirt with an orbital strike, that's satisfying. Is it very long? No. Is it good that you get to continue playing the game afterwards? Yes. Is it nice to have some new side quests? Absolutely. Another opportunity to get the Alien Blaster, always good. Although one of the DLCs puts you straight at the Alien Blaster, so it's not that hard to find, normally. Yeah, the increased level cap, very nice. The new enemy types, good, because they're actually challenging. Because, you know, the Ghoul Reaver can fuck right off. Super Mutant Overlords, decently powerful enough. Albino Rat Scorpions, that's what they're called. Quite nice. Very tanky. And they're pretty fucking quick, and I think even, I want to say breaking their legs doesn't really slow them down. So they are just a massive pain. I should be streaming tomorrow. Yeah. Which I'll try and get tactics set up, or I'll finish Deus Ex Mankind Divided, because I started that a while ago, and I'm quite close to finishing it. I do want to finish it at some point. But yeah, I'll try and get tactics set up. What else is there? But yeah, Broken Steel is good. I think it is what the game needed. Next is Point Lookout, which I don't mind Point Lookout. The main story of it's quite small. The area is great. The story of it is fucking Ghoul fights brain. That's about it. But the new weapons are neat enough, even if the shotgun is a bit inconsistent and doesn't have a unique. Some of the side quests are cool. Yeah, you can, according to the Wikipedia page, follow the trail of a long-dead Chinese spy, or discover the mystery of the Lovecraftian tome known as the Krivbechnik. Fascinating. It is a bit dumb that the good ending, like there is a clear good ending in the fight between Calvert and Desmond, because if you kill Desmond, Calvert just tries to kill you, so you have to kill Calvert anyway. Like, that's so weird, because at that point you may as well just load a save and kill Calvert. Or if you want to kill Desmond, then you kill Desmond, and then you kill Calvert anyway. But yeah, the new enemies are neat. New weapons are kind of cool, even if they're not that unique from the main games. Especially the reload animation, the lever action rifle, that's a bit rough. But yeah, the area is good, because it's a solid change up from the city and kind of mountainy, rocky regions of the main game to suddenly swamp, which is quite good. And then lastly, Mothership Zeta, which, Christ, Zeta. Zeta was absolutely the final DLC they put out for the game, because they just said, how can we just completely destroy the balance of the main game? How can we make guns that are basically on the same level as the Alien Blaster? Give the player 5,000 rounds for the guns, and make them have some of the highest damage values in the game. Perfect. You can't beat it. A pistol that is perfectly accurate, has a ridiculous crit chance, and you can use it like 8 times in VATS with the right build. Are you fucking kidding me? Holy dicks. That's fucking insane. The DLC does lose some points for having the enemies only be aliens, robots, and like 2 robots that look identical, and then abominations. Like, those are the only enemies in that DLC. Outside of like some raiders in one room, some deathclaws in that same room, and some Brahmin. That's about it. Okay, the best sniper in the game is a pistol, which is fucking stupid. Because the actual sniper... let me check if the actual sniper has a degree of spread. Fallout 3. Snipey rifle. Let me take a look. Spread. No, the sniper has no spread. So, it's not, you know, spread that makes the sniper fucking shit. It's, it is instead just the game's shit being stupid. Nice. Cool. You know, like, it's the weird thing. It almost feels like the alien pistol doesn't have aim assist on it, because it hits things. Even with a slower projectile, it hits things. It's very odd. But yeah, so Mothership Zeta gives you some great items, is a fucking amazing for experience because of all the extra zones, and amazing for loot and money. But not good from a story perspective because it doesn't need to be. It's just supposed to be like a wacky, look, aliens kind of thing. Gameplay, it suffers because it has few enemies, and it's a lot of corridors, but it's still fun. And the weapons it gives you are wild to take back into the main game. And like, I've seen people go at level 1 straight to Mothership Zeta, and then they leave the ship kitted the fuck out. Because you can get power armor, you can get insane weapons, you can get a ridiculous amount of healing items because of the alien biogel, which you can alter with the medic guy. Turkorian, I believe his name is. But yeah, like, you go straight to the ship, you are stacked. You're good to fucking go. Oh, you've done it. Okay. I think I've done it at like level 5. Maybe it was 3, or like 10 or something. I know I've done it hella early, and it was rough. I had to use the shit out of those healing arches. But it's definitely a good challenge. It's possibly the best challenge the game provides, and if anything, that's all that DLC needs to do. Because the rest of the game does not provide any. Although I'm also, you know, I've played this game for several hundred hours over the years, and I don't install mods that make it more difficult. And I'm sure fans have made some phenomenal rebalances. Maybe someday I should take a look at. I don't know. Maybe once I finish the series and I'm playing like the Frontier mod for New Vegas again. Maybe I'll look at mods for other Fallout games. See what rebalances there are for 3. Which I want to say like Mart's Mutant mod or something is one people usually use. Triple M, I know that much. But yeah, all in all, Fallout 3. A very solid game that is a lot of fun, but it's not great. It's good. It has just enough design to where if you don't think about it, and you just want to have fun and just play a game, it's great. You know, there's a reason that people love it. There's a reason that it has the fan base it does. There's a reason that, you know, Bethesda's done this sort of game design for as long as they have. Because people like it. It's fun. It does what it needs to. All in all, I'd say a solid... I'm trying to think of what I gave Assassin's Creed. I want to say I gave Assassin's Creed like a 5 or 6? Oh, Operation Anchorage at the beginning. That first room, when you first get into the DLC, and it's like, you have a pistol, there is one dude in front of you, and infinite health if you can reach it. Try not to die. Although you also get a stealth boy, which I never use. So I probably make it a lot harder for myself than I do. But yeah, for the most part, the DLCs are not impossible at a low level, and they usually provide you a fairly decent start. Probably a far better start than you should get, but, you know, it's like you, rather than having a more linear progression, you have a big hump at the beginning of difficulty, and then a much easier time because you have those DLC items. But yeah, I think Fallout 3 is probably like a 7, 7.5, 8, because it's fun, but it's not perfect. It's, you know, I will much sooner play this game than I will one of the newer Assassin's Creeds again, because, you know, I mean, at this point, this game is basically comfort food. It's the cheap McDonald's hamburger of immersive sims, where I can always come back to it. I can always have fun just looting shit and picking up stuff and selling it and getting way too much money and way too much stim packs and ammo and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. And the starter kit analogy is great just because New Vegas exists, where, like, Bethesda made a game, they made an engine, they set it all up, they got a game out, and then they went, you do this. Like, Obsidian, make us a thing. And Obsidian was like, alright, sick, we don't have to worry about an engine, we don't have to worry about, you know, building a lot of gun models. They still did anyway, because they're champions, but they already had a lot of that foundation there, which is fantastic. And they made a much better game. Yeah, in the fast food analogy, Assassin's Creed is now Burger King, where, like, it's even cheaper and even shittier than Fallout, in my mind. Although, I'm more likely to go to Burger King in real life because their nuggets are better than McDonald's nuggets, and I will die on that hill. But yeah, Fallout is definitely above Assassin's Creed, and Fallout 3 is definitely above new Assassin's Creed. But yeah, so like a 7 to 8. I'd happily say that. Probably closer to a 7. Because that way, like, there's still room for more fun games that I think are better designed to sit there. Kind of just right above Fallout 3. But it's not as low as Assassin's Creed. So yeah, I think that's fairly. But did you get the nuggets? Because the nuggets by me, pretty good. They're like better quality than McDonald's somehow. Because McDonald's nuggets always feel like factory pressed bullshit. And they're like half the price. So I will always fucks with some BK nuggets. Just because they're so cheap, so good. Love them. But yeah, it's probably like a region thing. Anyways, it is nearly 1 a.m. I have class in 8 hours. And it's math, which I'll probably just like join the call and sleep through. To be fair, Katie, I think every Burger King is probably revolting, and I just have shit taste. So I like Assassin's Creed as well, but like the old ones I really like. 2, Brotherhood's okay, which I know I'm a mutant for thinking that, because everyone loves Brotherhood more than 2. At least from what I've read online. 4, fucking fantastic, even though it's not necessarily a good Assassin's Creed game. And then the new ones are fun enough, but trying to 100% them made me hate them. Except for Valhalla, I didn't try 100% that. And like, trying to 100% Odyssey and Origins really just showcases a lot of the problems with them. Where they're very much just like quite dumbed down compared to more in-depth action adventures. But yeah, anyways, I need to get to bed. So, Fallout 3, finally finished. Next, I guess I get to go back and make myself suffer with Fallout Tactics. It should be a lovely time.